Volunteers and community organisations right across Birmingham have been outstanding through this pandemic, making a huge difference to so many people. There are brilliant examples in every ward and every neighbourhood, and much of the voluntary effort has been coordinated by VVSC and the Active Wellbeing Society. So thank you to them and to everyone else who's stepped up for this emergency.
I'd really like to thank all the volunteers at Acocks Green Together and the other fantastic community organisations in Acocks Green who are doing so much to help those who are having to isolate in these difficult times.
Thank you to all our volunteers in Bourneville Cotteridge, and shout out to Lisa G, who set up and manages our Street Champions network, and to Sarah Mullen and Sarah Marlowe at the Bourneville Hub, who are holding everything together. Thanks very much.
Thank you to everybody across Sutton Coldfield and all the volunteers, including Becky here from the Age Concern Birmingham and over the 100 volunteers that she represents, the Trussell Trust, and the volunteers over Sutton Coldfield Town Council. They were helping food bank collections as well as Sutton Coldfield YMCA. Thank you all for everything that you're doing.
I'd like to say a really big thank you to the team and the volunteers at Glebe Farm Library and Welcome Change, who've been working absolutely tirelessly to get food supplies out to food banks and support some of the most vulnerable in our community during these very challenging days. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. It's absolutely appreciated by everybody right across the Glebe Farm and Tarlecross ward. Thank you, you're heroes.
I'd like to thank all the community organisations in Bourneville and Cotteridge for all the wonderful support they're providing in this time of crisis. In particular, I'd like to thank the Bourneville Parish Church for their befriending network, the Christian Life Church for the provision of emergency food parcels, along with Bourneville Village Trust and the B30 Food Bank, who are working to make sure we get food to the most vulnerable in our community. Thank you.
On behalf of Councillor Gareth Moore and myself, we just wanted to thank all those brilliant community groups in Erdington. Members of the Erdington COVID Task Force, the Erdington Community Response, Witton Lodge Community Association, Pioneer, Erdington Arts Forum, Erdington Rugby Club, Erdington Town Energy Partnership, Erdington Together, the Active Wellbeing Society for all they've been doing, Polish expats, Spitfire services, Perry Common Community Response, local food banks and Urban Devotion for everything they've been doing to support residents here in Erdington.
Thank you to the Wheeling Selly Oak community, to Food Cycle, to B31 Voices, to our NHS workers, to our schools, to our care workers, to our bin men, to all the deliverers, to supermarket workers, public sector, civil servants, to the posties, to everyone out there doing everything. Thank you.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, the contributions from our faith institutions, schools, community groups, businesses, volunteers and residents across Lascelles has been outstanding. You are all heroes. Thank you.
A huge thank you to Joe and Rachel at New Starts in Franklin, to Reverend Claire Turner at St Chad's in Rubery, to Alex, who's doing a fantastic job running Love Rubery, to Pastor Stephen Merrick and his wife Valma at Hollymoor Community Church, and to Justin, James and all the gangs at Food Cycle based at the Longridge Methodist Church.
I'd like to say a huge thank you to the community in Quinton, but particularly I want a big shout out for the Quinton Food Bank and for the B32 community. They've been absolutely marvellous.
As well as thanking all of the key workers, I'd also like to thank the hundreds of volunteers who, as part of Mosey Together, are providing valuable services and support to those most in need.
I'd like to give a big shout out to all our volunteers out there who have been doing a wonderful job. But a special shout out for 3 local organisations in my local area, Siwa Day, Answorthwood Youth Forum and Gurdwara Aid. They have been phenomenal during this time and I'd just like to thank them.
A massive thank you to all the volunteers and community organisations in Harborne and throughout Birmingham, no matter how big or small. Thank you.
Thank you to Pack Supermarket, who have been providing free carrier bags for the Active Wellbeing Society and food banks across the city. And thank you to Sunny at Bromford Fish Bar, who has been providing free hot meals to over 65 self-isolating. Thank you to Centrex Cars, who have been providing a free delivery service for over 65 self-isolated, and thank you to Galaxy and Sutton Cars, who have been providing kind donations for our food banks across the city.
A big thank you to all of the Brum Baby Bank volunteers who are helping to keep Birmingham's youngest citizens fed, safe and happy during the coronavirus pandemic.
Thank you to all of the community groups in my ward: Selly Park South Neighbourhood Forum, the Avenues, the Warwards Lane Neighbourhood Watch, the students at the Guild of Students and beyond. You've been incredible at helping people in our area through this crisis. And thank you to the staff and the students at UOB who helped create this hand sanitiser for us to get to the front line when we needed it most. Thank you.